Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I would like to grab your attention today about how important it is for developing some good tracking skill to become even more track aware and specifically to become a more accurate in that very tough phase which is related to aging tracks to give an identity in terms of time to tracks. The topic of today is about entomology, how entomology is so important for gaining details which can actually help us in developing much more better deductions in terms of aging tracks. So let's take a look here in Switzerland at the ground as well as on green vegetation in order to understand how the behavior of some very small animals can mark the difference. So for example, as you can see, I'm very close to the side of the road and I'm evaluating a possible transition in this area. We got some taraxacum, some dandelion, and we are evaluating some damages left on this leaf and this leaf and this one. So starting from this one, you can clearly see the irregularity of this disturbance. In fact, they are gnarlings from snails, from crickets, from coleoptera most of the times, and the same species, for example, for this leaf. In this case, instead, you can clearly notice a straight band in this direction of travel, which has left the single leaf a little bit bent in this way. So we got a transition from this money in this way made by a person because the straight line is pretty consistent with a part of a boot. It's big enough to be consistent with a human passage. So every single time you notice something like that, it's animal made, and something like this, it's always human made. So of course, in this case, we are talking more about who made what, right? But if you go a little bit into the behavior of coleoptera, of snails, you will notice that most of their activity just takes place during the night. So by that, if we have any sort of doubt about the age of the track and if it's animal-made or man-made, now you got a little bit more of clues. Another good clue about animal behavior, which has been mentioned in several books, Rob Speeden book, for example, I mention it also in my latest article called Science for Search and Rescue, is the behavior of hands. When you notice that a pretty big rock has been dislodged from its original position on, for example, a trail like this one, or pretty wide enough to be host the presence of vehicles, of motorcycle, bicycles, cars, or whatever it is, you will notice that the activity of the hands becomes frenetic, it becomes absolutely irregular. Their movement is so far away, let's say, from the order that they used to have before, and it takes, has been studied that it takes around 35-45 minutes to regain their order. What about flies? You probably heard about flies as good indicators, plural, for aging tracks, because once they reach droppings in order to feed themselves and to leave their eggs over there, they need quite a time, so around 50 minutes. So by that, we know a little bit more about the time in which the private moment took place. So that's all for today. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. As always, that you can gain some good information out of it. You can find that article that I was talking about before, so it's called Science for Search and Rescue, on my website at thewayoftracking.com/MANTRACKING resources. It's actually one of the most recent ones, so you should have no tough time in finding it. By the way, I'm dropping the diary link here in the comment. Have a good day.